Think about it. Rugby league isn't really about tries and goals, is it? Not really. It's not about trophies. It's not even about winning. No, rugby league is about people. It's about experiences, friendship, adventures, memories. And it's true you cannot buy those things, but you can organize them. And that's what we've been doing here at Catalan Sport Tours since 2014. Whether it's a World Cup, Away to the Dragons, Las Vegas, Cup Finals, State of Origins, Paris or Dublin, we'll organize everything so you can focus on making memories. Because that's what rugby league's all about. Find us at catalansporttours.com.
It's now the Dogs inside the final 20 seconds.
I would have been in the shower and in the car.
Oh, Twells just had another crack at Curran.
Yeah, he smashed it.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah, and this is why I said he should have been sent off in the first place.
Come on.
That is just done with a capital D.
Twells now had another shot at Josh Curran. That is just ridiculous.
Yeah. Johnny.
That song being played too.
Jacob. Jerome.
There's the siren in the background.
You guys work together and get him away. Alex. Yeah, I know.
So let's have a listen to this. Has hit me with your best shot is being played in the background.
Yeah, I reckon we go.
Appropriate.
Yep.
Twal, he's
I'll
fired
put on
up.
report, mate. I'll call time.
Well, but see,
Okay.
that's why I would have put him back on the field. Now, time's
Full
gone
time.
off, full time. There's going to be nothing about this now, so this will be judiciary now. This will be spoken about during match review and all of that.
We'll hear more about it later.
Oh, but look, that puts a lead balloon, I suppose. Rinicama got the opening try for the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. Curran with 2 tries. Tyler and Burt 5 conversions and a penalty goal to boot. 32 Sippo, the West Tigers 2. Well, the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs 2 good for the West Tigers.
Yeah, it was a dominant performance, and Matt Burton had a great night with the boot. He was a dead eye, and every time he touched that ball. So 32 points to 0, a double to Curran, almost a double to Rinicama, but the ball came forward off Josh Curran. And, well, it's a night that Benji Marshall will want to forget for the West Tigers. Cameron Ciraldo will be proud of his boys keeping a clean sheet and coming back from that 40 points to 16 loss last week against the Raiders, in which they trailed 22 points to 0 at half-time.
So we're about to have the post-match stuff. We'll do our post-match shortly. We might try to grab, courtesy of the ground announcers here, some interviews. I know that we can see Tahir. I can't believe I'm about to say let's go to Tahir for some interviews tonight.
Oh, well.
Used to watch him on SBS back in the day. But we'll get some post-match reaction from the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs, plus on podcasts, and later on rugbyleague.com we'll have the press conferences as well from this game tonight. I can see Tahir is lurking around. I think he might have O'Sullivan with him, or Tracey, or wait and see as we go to Tahir, who's about to do an interview.
All right, I'm down here with our fullback, Tracey. Connor, that was amazing from the opening whistle. The energy was up. It was incredible. How'd you see it?
Yeah, it was a good game. Good to get the 2 points at home. And like you said, I feel like the boys turned up tonight. We got our defence on, and yeah, probably the most pleasing thing is keeping them to 0.
And you were incredible at the back. Some of those high balls, they were floaters. They threw a lot at you.
Yeah, Dewey's got a good kicking game, so back three had a big job to defuse them, and yeah, it was good to get hold of a few.
Do you think this could be the start of something? Because tonight it was incredible. The defence was up and in. The enthusiasm from the opening whistle, you could see it. So were the boys pumped up during the week for a big game?
Yeah, we were. Obviously off the back of last week. It's good to redo that and get that performance on tonight. And like you said, hopefully it's something we can build on and leading into some important games in the back of the year.
You're outstanding, Connor. Well done, mate. Ladies and gentlemen, Connor Tracey. Let's hear it for him.
Yeah, great performance by Connor Tracey. He had a big game, Jono. As we just await to see if they'll grab another player. I think they... Let's go back.
That's the second game back. How did it feel?
It's always lovely to be out playing with the boys. It's good to be back. Still getting rid of a few cobwebs, but just loving my time on the field.
As I said earlier, just to Connor, though, it looked amazing tonight from the opening whistle. There was something special. Was it built out during the week? How did you guys train?
Yeah, we're very disappointed with our effort last week. It's been a massive week of training, and I guess it showed today.
And I know, Jacob, you're a big family man. It's Women in League round. Who do you want to give a shout out to? I know they're always turning up every week. Who's here? Give them a shout out.
Yeah, to all the women in my life, thank you so much. I got my mum, got my partner Anne, my sister, everyone here, so love you all.
Oh, the Prestons, look at the Preston powerhouse. Jacob Preston, awesome, great to see you back in. Ladies and gentlemen, Jacob Preston, giving a shout out to all the women in his life and women in the league, so fantastic. Next home game's going to be...
Yeah, it's going to be huge indeed. They play next week, Canterbury. And I've got to say, how good were the Dogs today? They play the Warriors next week. That's going to be a beauty.
Yeah.
Post-game show on rugbyleague.com after Saturday night NRL. We'll put the hoist on this game and we'll look at the couple of the other games for the Saturday as well on rugbyleague.com. Nicholas Kutnjak alongside Jono Farr. First, into this game, it all went wrong for the West Tigers basically on the first set. The 40-20 attempt by Sean O'Sullivan bounces. Buller thought that O'Sullivan was outside 40, let the ball bounce inside his 20. The referee said it's a 40-20, caught us off guard too.
Yeah.
And then Rinikama scores the opening try of the game.
Yeah, just Canterbury taking full advantage and just staying in the moment and playing to the man. And it was just inside the 40, as you mentioned, Nico. But yeah, Buller, just a bit of a brain explosion. I'm not sure what he was thinking. Ball just danced down towards the touchline. He had a chance to bring it back, but the Dogs capitalised, and it was a beautiful backline try, and Jethro Rinikama finishing it off out in the corner in the eastern side.
Then the Bulldogs started putting the points on. Josh Curran scored the second try. That was a great kick through. It was Galvin that sets it up nicely, and then away to kick, and his chase was brilliant, Curran.
Yeah, absolutely. Pinpoint, perfect. He just dived on it ever so slightly. He got to that steed, and a great little kick from Lockie Galvin. You mentioned in the pre-game, Nico, that he had to have a stellar of a game, and he certainly did, Lockie Galvin. Nice little kick, a Sam Walker-style kick into the in-goal area, just that little floater, just bounced nicely, and Josh Curran scoring his first try of the evening, again in that eastern corner.
So that was after 6 minutes. It's 12-0, Canterbury leading. Then Tuala scores in the 22nd. That was that cut back inside.
Yep.
He just stood them up quite nicely.
Yeah, Preston just created the opportunity, just the pop pass, and it created just a chance on the right edge and a real chance into the western corner. And yeah, Tuala brings up 50 tries with that one. So yeah, the Dogs just raced out to an 18-0 lead at that point.
Half-time was 18-0, and then Canterbury get a penalty goal in the 63rd minute, where the West Tigers are starting to get themselves involved in the game, but just didn't have that attacking flair that we're expecting from the West Tigers. But then it's a try to Burton in the 67th minute. We should go back to when Latu Fainu was sin-binned in the 63rd, which it was done by him. He's basically tried to flip the play over when he was trying to make the tackle, got himself in a terrible spot, and deserved the 10 in the bin.
Yeah, 100%. Didn't wrap the arms, and as you said, just laid down, and they steamed through Thompson, and he just flipped up base over apex. Like you said, flipped him like a pancake. Yeah, off for 10 minutes, and that was really where it started. The cracks started to just open up for the West Tigers at that point.
So Burton scores that try. Good try by Burton. I said their defence is very weak there, the West Tigers. I think the whole night it was, in all due respect. Curran scores in the 72nd, but we're going to go back to the Alex Twal bidding in the 69th. He throws a punch, and then we think he may have thrown another one when he came back on with 30 seconds to go. Yeah,
just insanity from Alex Twal. I mean, he's got plenty of experience. Twal, he's got 177 games. This is his 178th. So he's just short of the 200 mark. He's 30 years old, so one of the senior players in the West Tigers side. Yeah, he's just had that slap around the head. And Salmon, I mean, yeah, there was a bump and a shove from Salmon. They've squared up. They had that moment where they looked at each other and said, what's going to happen? And then Twal snapped and cracked him around the back of the head with a slap. He's gone off for 10. 30 seconds to go in the game. He's come back onto the field, and he's had another shot at Curran. It's just insanity.
Yeah, exactly right. Curran did run at him, but
no.
You don't think so?
Oh, there might have been a little bit of a collision, but not enough to do what he did.
The first one, he does come in.
Yeah, he does, but they had that moment where they squared up, and they looked at each other, and what are we going to do? And look, it's that moment where you go, well, what do I do here?
But it's that baiting.
Yeah, it is.
Because Curran's basically baited Twal.
I think, it's a bit of both, really. I mean, they both should have, at that point, I mean, it's easy to say from us high in the vantage point, but it's just a moment where you just, with an experience like Dall, you just keep a cool head and you don't do what he did. And it was who throws the first punch or slap on that occasion? It's Alex Dall, and he goes for 10, and that's just dumb. It hurts your team, especially given they were down on the scoreboard and it wasn't going their way for the Tigers. It's just a rookie error from an inexperienced player.
So we mentioned the try scored by Curran, 2 tries tonight. He had a good game, Curran. I was very impressed with him. Just looking at some of the stats too for Josh Curran in this one. He had 7 runs, but it felt like he had more. 72 run meters, 24 post contacts, but 29 tackles in the game. That was equal third best.
Yeah.
I thought he was impressive. I think if you look at the players, I thought O'Sullivan and Galvin, they're combining all right.
Yeah, they played well.
That's a good combination when
O'Sullivan
they are together.
had that 40-20 that really made the difference.
Well, that started things. Rinakama, we spoke about the efforts he had. Tracey was a marvel at back for the Bulldogs. Burton, he injected himself quite nicely, and that helps having a centre that is a halve as well, that can play that game. I thought, Preston was very good. We spoke about Curran. I think Salmon had a good performance as well. Max King, that opening stint was fantastic to watch. But for the West Tigers, can we find a player that played well?
I mean, Buller was great defensively on that effort on Rinakama. I mean, Rinakama really should have scored. Look, Luai got a little frustrated. Dewey was pretty good with his kicking game. I thought the Fainu brothers were pretty effective. I was impressed with Ethan Roberts. He had minimal touches, but he's only in his second game of NRL, and it would have been a big occasion for him. But I thought he was quite effective when he came into the game, and that was pretty much it from the side. I mean, for Nuapole, he was strong in the up front. Only playing his 10th NRL game. There's a lot of young players in this side, so it's an interesting one. But look, I mean. Yeah, it's just been a disappointing night for the Tigers. But, there's a couple of players in there that showed a little bit. But, again, it was just the Dogs just piling on that pressure and backing themselves, when it mattered. Yeah,
exactly right. There's a lot of work for the West Tigers to do. As I said, I think their season is done in regards to finals. Look, they take on next week. And I think this is going to be a tough game against the Raiders at Canberra.
Yeah, that's a hard place to win anyway.
They play Parramatta at Parramatta, which, it's a home game effectively for the Eagles when you think about it.
Yeah, it is.
They have a bye round 23. Play, I don't even think it's a gimme game anymore against the Dragons at Parramatta.
No.
Then the Roosters at the Footy Stadium.
Cowboys. The Roosters could pile a lot of points on this Tigers side.
Cowboys away, Panthers away. That's a tough back end of the season. It's an absolutely diabolical back end, I feel anyway. For the Bulldogs, their back end of the season is as follows. They take on the Warriors next week. That's going to be a beauty, 5:30 at Accor. They play Melbourne in Melbourne, but now the Bulldogs look like they're the better side than the Storm at the moment.
Yeah.
They play the Roosters at the Footy Stadium. That's a generally tough game.
Yeah, the way the Roosters are playing, it'll be a good challenge if they can get a win there. That'll be pretty good.
The Rabbitohs, oh boy, that could be a good game here. That is a big hit and miss. And then a game that we're hoping to be at, it will be one of our Saturday night games.
You'll be there. Manifest it. Well, create it in your mind, Nico.
We'll be RugbyLeague.com will definitely be at this game.
And you will be calling it.
Well, let's hope so. Dragons and Bulldogs at the Footy Stadium. And that's going to be a crack. I think the Dogs can win that. And then they play the Panthers, which, oh boy. Who knows where the Dogs are. If they're fighting for that top 8 spot, mate, that could be a great game. And then they play the Broncos to wrap up their season home and away, I suppose we say, at the stadium. So it's a great back end of the year. Bulldogs have got a lot of work to do, but at the moment they're showing that they can probably make that play for the top 8. Now, results today in the NRL. Big win for the Raiders against Souths, 34-24. The Warriors defeated the Dragons 20-12. The game on Friday, Sharks too good for Newcastle, 20-18. Roosters 14, Storm 6, and the Panthers on Thursday losing to the chess pieces Brisbane Broncos 14 points to 12.
It's
Look at the logo
yeah,
now.
I know,
Look at the logo now.
You're
It's
right.
the horsey.
Yeah, you're right, it is.
But from the weekend so far, who's the impressive team?
Oh.
It's a tough question, I know.
Yeah, I mean...
Well, how much
Probably-
do we take from the game tonight? Because the
Well-
West Tigers weren't great, but the Dogs played well.
Yeah, they did, and they just took advantage of their opportunities, and that's really all they did. The Tigers weren't terrible, but they weren't amazing either. But they didn't threaten the Dogs. That's probably the big thing that Benji will be disappointed with. They didn't threaten the Dogs, and they didn't score a point. So, look, that's the disappointing thing to take out. I mean, Brisbane were pretty impressive. I know it was a little while ago, but that was an impressive victory in a game, that they probably weren't expected to win against the Panthers in wet conditions. The Panthers are normally pretty good in the wet. So, for me, that's the standout performance at the moment. But, look, the Raiders, they had a win today, is that right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so that was a much-needed one for Ricky. That probably would be for me, the Raiders and the Broncos.
For our podcast listeners, let's have a listen to the press conferences for both Canterbury and the West Tigers from tonight.
Really happy the way we started in particular. I thought our forwards were great to start the game. Really played a possession, field position, and it was a nice way to start. I thought we lost our way in the middle part of the game there. We started, I think we were just before half-time, just after we completed about 50% and sort of went away from what we were trying to do. But I really liked our defence in the second half, a lot of scramble. The Tigers threw a lot at us. There was a lot of ball movement going on, and they threw everything at us, and I was really happy that we fought really hard and scrambled there.
Yeah, the start was pretty poor from us. We're really struggling at the moment with confidence, playing our type of footy, and then off the back of it, we struggle to defend our sets. So, it's tough at the moment for us, but I thought we showed a bit of fight at the start of the second half, and then moments got away from us, and then the scoreboard next minute's 32-0. So, it's disappointing. Yeah, it's hard. It's I guess we're all in that place at the moment where doubts, confidence. You can see the teams battling out there at stages, and sometimes we're fighting, but in the wrong areas. So, a lot to learn and take away, but at the moment we're just not good enough. I think we put so much emphasis on this week, especially on the result and caring and wanting to win, that I think the frustrations got the better of us and the emotions got the better of us there. If I look at the way we prepared, and being quite critical sometimes on our preparation, but we couldn't have prepared any better this week, to be honest with you. But that didn't translate to the field, so it could have played a part. That's not a question for me to answer.
And in regards to tomorrow's action now, Titans play Manly at 2 p.m. at the Gold Coast, and Dolphins and the Cowboys at Suncorp Stadium. They're the two games on Sunday. Expecting Manly to win against the Titans and the Dolphins to beat the Cowboys. They're my tips.
Yeah, and that would be my tips as well. Manly, they'll be challenged by the Titans. They'll want to be better than they were against the Cowboys last week, but I know the game's in Queensland on the Gold Coast. Manly have an interesting record in Queensland, but I think they pick up the victory, and I think the Dolphins win again.
Parramatta had the bye this weekend, so this is how the ladder does sit at the moment. So we have got the Panthers out in front. I might just check another website because that hasn't updated yet for me. But Panthers will be out in front. So I've got them on 32 points, 2 points ahead of the Warriors on 30. They're equal with the Roosters. Before and against is good for the Warriors. 202 to the 84 with the Roosters.
Yeah.
Sharks next on 28 points. Knights in 5th on 26. Rabbitohs 6th on 24. Equal to the Dolphins. Obviously, Dolphins play tomorrow, so that'll be a fascinating game. Cowboys on 24 points too. It's generally a good game. They're in 8th. And then it's Manly in 9th on 22. The Dogs, I mentioned before, they were minus 102 in for and against. Now they've moved to minus 70.
Yeah.
They hope Manly lose tomorrow, but
It's unlikely.
it is unlikely, but I'll wait and see. Storm next on 20 points in 11th. Raiders on 20 points in 12th. Brisbane next on 18 points in 13th. West Tigers 14th on 18. Parramatta 15th on 18. Titans 16th on 14. The Dragons.
I think it's going to be a battle to get into that bottom 4 of the top 8.
They got 10 points in 17th place for the Dragons. Wooden spoon. I can't wait to buy one. Can we have like in club colours for the wooden spoon?
I'm sure it's coming.
Oh, mate, it's coming home. But being serious,
not anymore.
Well, yeah, for England,
It was.
The only thing that might be coming home is a third place.
It was and it wasn't.
What's that called? A moral victory.
Yeah.
It's been a tough week for our English folks. Losing their coach,
Yeah.
in the cricket,
Yep.
losing Stokesy as well a few weeks ago.
Bazball is over.
Yeah,
The
RIP.
World Cup's
Bazball.
over.
RIP World Cup hopes
They
too.
play France in that third v
place.
fourth
Yeah, they're gone.
playoff. That's a participation medal, that game. Please.
Mate, quickly, the boxing, right?
Yeah.
So nobody gets silver. You get a bronze.
No. They get silver. So in the gold medal match,
Yeah,
obviously the winner gets gold.
Yeah.
The loser gets silver.
yeah,
The semi-finals
yeah.
of the boxing, the
Yep.
two losers of the semi-finals get bronze.
Ah,
so there's a
yeah,
gold
that's right.
medalist,
Sorry, no, you're right,
a
you're
silver
right.
medalist, and then two bronze medalists.
That's
so
stupid.
Harry Garside, who got bronze in Tokyo, he lost his bout to Andy Cruz. Cruz goes on to the title fight.
Have a fight for bronze. I know it's a waste, but
Yeah,
still.
100%. And yes, exactly right. And it's I mean, they have.
Because either you don't give any bronze. Like, it's the only sport you get a bronze for not having a final for third.
It
Like,
would
they have
be
a final for third.
100%.
They have a final for third in football.
Yes.
So then why not? This is the same Olympic Games. Hello? Sorry, IOC. I'll call you on Monday.
I love it. Call you on Monday. I'm sure they're expecting your call. I love the
One
Olympics.
Antonio?
You know that. I've been to two of them.
One Antonio Samoa.
Yeah, the winner is Sydney. He said that,
1993.
3 years ago. Oh, goodness
I was
gracious.
two.
Anyway,
I fell over on grand final
I
day.
remember being late to school that day.
Yeah.
Getting up at Sparrows to watch that. But yeah, that's how it is. So that's how Harry Garside won bronze at the Olympics. He's a talented young fighter. He didn't do much he was there in Paris, but they got rid of the middleweight section, so he had to come up to super middleweight, which meant that he had to bulk on a bit, and that was a bit of a challenge for him, obviously. So that's how he bowed out in the early rounds. So it's a bit of you can't really be critical of him there because that was a big challenge for him. But that's how it happened. And I called that Garside fight in Tokyo 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
Goodness.
So, Jono, let's now put some lines through teams.
Yep.
Obviously, Dragons, Titans,
Gone.
Parramatta's gone.
Gone.
West Tigers,
Gone. After tonight, gone.
Brisbane.
Hope. But
Okay.
I think they get skittled in the finals.
You reckon they could make the final still?
Just.
Oh,
Just.
So you're saying to me,
Can they have a fifth place playoff or an eighth place playoff?
No.
Remember those days at
No.
the cricket ground on a Tuesday night?
when was the last playoff?
91.
Yeah, you got that right.
Canterbury West.
What was the second last
At
playoff?
Parramatta. That was Brisbane Newcastle.
No.
1990?
Balmain, Newcastle.
Balmain, Newcastle.
Because they played each other in the final round.
That's right, they did
And then they
too.
played on the Tuesday night.
Correct. At Parramatta Stadium, I think, in those
And then
days.
Balmain lost to the Manly side on the Saturday.
Yep, they did. Yep.
Or Sunday, one or the other.
Yep,
But
they did.
anyway, rugbyleague.com in regards to NRL coming up for us. Next week we'll be back. All the action, and this is a cracking game. This is going to be a good Saturday night game. Cowboys Brisbane. Oh, that's a
The
succulent
Queensland
game.
Derby.
that's a
Those games always go down to the wire.
And that's at the Q at Queensland Country
2015 grand final.
Oh, mate, that's going to be a cracking game of footy. And then round 22, I believe our Saturday night game will be another Broncos one against Newcastle. Another absolute important game.
Let's fly to Queensland to do that. Is that at Suncorp?
Yeah,
Let's go up to Brisbane. Fly us up to Brisbane. Let's do it.
I'm working that night, sadly. Otherwise, I'd be with you. In regards to games coming up on rugbyleague.com tonight, we've got some crackers, absolute crackers. Now, we're going to have here, and I think this is important, we're going to have David Kane.
John Kane Arena.
Yeah, David Kane out.
His brother.
At Warrington and Hull, KR. That's going to be a big game. And then we switch from KR to Hull FC when they take on Leeds. And then Toulouse
The Leopards.
take on York. And that's going to be a cracker. So that's our games in the UK. And then, Sunday, Sheffield and Workington.
Yes.
And Castleford and Leeds. So they're our
the
games
Tigers.
coming up. Rugbyleague.com. That's your place to listen to all European Rugby League Rugby League from Australia as well. It's all happening. The whole team, Steve Mascott does a great job. Great thanks to him to get this all organised to cover these NRL games. The NRL as well. Great job too. Obviously, Jono, you've done a fantastic job.
Thank you. Likewise, Nico.
Great help from Canterbury. Darcy McDonald, as I said, the media manager, does a great job for the Bulldogs. The NRL and, the staff making sure that the referees mic as well. That was great to have. And being here at Accor Stadium, this is the stuff of dreams.
This is boys' own stuff. This is Paul Gascoigne scoring in that semi-final in 1991 with a free kick. Boys' own stuff. It's just too good.
Yep, exactly right. So the West Tigers losing to Canterbury 32 points to 0 on rugbyleague.com. Hope you've enjoyed the action. We'll be back again soon. Nicholas Kutnjak alongside Jono Farr saying good night from Accor Stadium.
Joining me from the Midlands of England here on rugbyleague.com is former first grader back in Australia and also over here in Europe, and Australian schoolboys representative Troy Perkins. Tell the listeners what you're up to now.
Yeah, mate, Rugby Discounts is what it's called. It specialising in all the latest NRL kit from Australia, whether it's jerseys, training T-shirts, training vests, training shorts, hoodies, most clubs are available. You can get me on www.rugbydiscounts.net. I've also got a Facebook page, Rugby Discounts, so very active on that, and Instagram as well. So best prices and the great quality NRL gear that is very difficult to get in the UK.
The Rugby League Coach podcast is hosted by me, Lee Addison. I'm a former coach at NRL clubs, a couple of World Cups. You may remember the USA shocking the world in 2013. That's one of them. I also coached Poland to an Emerging Nations World Cup and helped Ireland a few years ago too. I've also worked at 3 elite high schools in England, and I like to offer my coaching services for free on this podcast. It's the Rugby League Coach podcast, and you can get to it through rugbyleague.com, the world's first 24-hour online rugby league radio station. That's the Rugby League Coach podcast with me, Lee Addison.